playoffs are going on this very moment as we speak, but let's go back to Tuesday. So we had everything caught up through Monday, so let's go back to Tuesday. ALCS Game 2 happened that day. The Yankees won this one 6-3. The Guardians looked like they were playing Little League defense, dropping pop-ups and just not making plays, right?
Which was weird because defense was a strength of theirs.
Right. Yes, they've been very good. But on the other hand, the Yankees, as according to John Sterling, were running the bases like drunks.
Yeah. Oh man, and it is not wrong.
And they continue
It has been so sloppy.
What? And that's been like a problem all season, hasn't it? Because that's what he said. That's what they do. They run the bases like a bunch of drunks.
Yeah.
Why is that? Do you know what the deal is with that?
No, I have no idea. If it was limited to one player, okay.
Like,
all right, we have an isolated issue, right? We talk about process optimization. You look for the kink, right? You look for the single point of failure. There's too many points of failure at this point. We've seen Glaber do it. We've seen Jazz do it tonight. Trevino did it. Friggin' Rizzo did it yesterday. Oh man, or the other day or whatever. Holy crap, it's been a nightmare.
It's everybody, man.
Doesn't matter who it is.
So weird.
Cabrera got into a rundown. Yeah, it's just like, no.
Was it Volpe today who got lucky that Jose Ramirez had snow coned the ball?
Dropped the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So it almost feels like the Yankees escaped with one there, despite it being a 6-3 game. But
they got lucky for sure.
Yeah. So let's move on to Wednesday's game, the NLCS Game 3, the Dodgers and the Mets. The Dodgers won that one 8-0. It was a laugher.
Oh my word.
Brig, if you're a Mets fan, what is your level of concern? What was your level of concern coming into Game 4?
Panic. Coming into Game 4, I was panicked.
Absolutely, because that's twice you've been blown out now. Once is an isolated incident, like you said, you can kind of see what went wrong, or just drop it and flush it all the way, say that's gone, then we're moving on. But that's twice this series that they've been blown out now. That's not good.
No, that's bad.
And not just blown out, but just completely shut down. They didn't even score a run.
I know.
So
which means that the book is working. Whatever's in their book, it's legit.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's not just guys playing well. That's forcing you to play poorly.
I think you froze.
Yeah. It's forcing you to play poorly is what's going on. Mm-hmm. Right? They took away your ability to be effective.
Yeah, they did. Exactly right. So let's get into that right now. Let's get into Game 4 because that's happening this very moment. So we can spend a couple minutes on it. Currently, they're in the top of the fifth inning. The Dodgers are up 5-2. The Mets have gotten some timely hits. They kind of got lucky on scoring that second run, bases loaded, and Nimmo was able to beat a routine ground ball, which was odd because he's got that foot issue.
That's true.
But I don't know. It doesn't. I just don't know that the Mets can hang. You know. Do you think I'm out of line there with that, or do you think that's
no? You're not out of line. I think what's happened is the Dodgers said, "Okay, we see you," and now they're doing it. Right? They know exactly what to do, and they're doing it. They've got a playbook, and they're following it. And honestly, this is the end for the Mets. Like,
so if the Mets don't get this one, they're done.
Yeah.
But if the Mets can come back and win this game and force a Game 5 and then and then if it goes 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Actually, it's going to go 6 if they win this game.
6.
Hello.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think if they win this one, they can probably take the series. As much as it looks like the Dodgers have been dominant this whole way, because it kind of feels like the Dodgers pitching has been held together with duct tape and zip ties.
Yeah, some of it has. Some of it really has.
Which can be effective. To this point, it's been really effective. They figured something out. They got the zip tie in the right spot against the Padres. Shut them down, right?
Yeah.
They shut. Then it's still working against the Mets. It's still working. but there are some weaknesses. Stuff is eventually going to eventually start to stretch and break. And if they have to go too long with that bullpen, I think that it's going to be their undoing.
I agree.
So I think if this series ends up going 6 or 7, I think the Mets are going to take it.
You really think so?
I think they could.
That's
I think
crazy.
it's possible.
I mean,
Might just be
anything's
crazy.
possible. That's baseball, Susan, right? Especially postseason
Right.
baseball. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yep.
not. Anyway, we got to move on. But
Yeah,
I'm
we
not.
do. Okay, let's talk about the Yankees and
I
Guardians
want the
tonight.
Mets to win. Okay,
I know
I
you
want
do.
the
You
Mets to
want a
win.
Subway series so bad. I want a cross country series so bad.
Listen, I want a cross country series too, but I don't want a Yankees Dodgers World Series because that is just a recipe for disaster.
Not good news.
Yeah, that's bad for me.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Okay, so let's talk Yankees and Guardians game 3. Final score of that game was 7-5. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So the
2-run walk-off
Guardians.
bomb in the 10th.
Yes, David Fry. That was unreal. So he hit it and knew it was either hitting the wall and scoring the run because they had a runner on second. So hitting the wall and scoring the run, or it was gone and didn't matter.
Yep,
But
I
this,
agree.
I could not believe what it took for the Yankees to tie the game, take the lead, get an insurance run, all of it, and then for it to all just go away.
It was so hard fought. It was such a battle.
All
This
that happened in 2
legitimately,
innings.
this was legitimately one of the best games. I'm telling you. I'm
It was
telling
a
you. But
fantastic game.
look, they are, check it out. Listen to me. The Yankees went 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 guys on base. Okay? You see what I'm saying? You know what the guards did? They left 11 on base, and they went 3 for 15 with runners in scoring position. Neither team deserved to win this game. That's why it was this close as it was. And listen, Linda, if Ian Hamilton didn't get hurt with that pitch or in that
Mm-hmm.
that race to first, had he not gotten hurt, the game would have gone differently. But he did. So you got to play the game you're given, right? You got to play the cards that you're
Right.
dealt. So here's what happened. They get Meza out there, and he has to take his warm up on the field in front of 40,000 people and 3 million fans watching at home.
Well, he
Meza,
starts cold too, by the way.
and he starts cold. He doesn't have any prep time at all, which is nobody's fault. Okay, nobody's fault. But the moment he gets the call and you decide, okay, who are we bringing in right now to take over for Hamilton? The minute that happens, you start warming up some other schmuck in the bullpen, and you do it immediately, Aaron Boone, because you don't know what's going to happen, and you're counting on this guy to come out and get a couple of outs, starting cold. You know he's going to rush himself through his warm up because he's on the mound in front of all these fans, and the tension's high, and he wants to be a hero. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to rush that warm up process. Okay? That means that you're not going to be at your best. You're just not. It's impossible. So then, especially because you're not a closer and you don't have the adrenaline junkie thing going on. So then what happens is they leave him in way too long. He has to face a minimum 3 batters. That is plenty of time to get another dude rocking and rolling in the bullpen with a suitable warm up and plenty of time to really get it dialed in. You have Meza face the minimum 3. You bring somebody else in like Canely, and then let them get the final out if that's what needs to happen, or even the final 2. I don't care. Whatever it is, you let that guy shut it down. Okay? That's what you do. Then, why are you. We know Luke Weaver is capable. We know he's gotten multiple out saves across 2 innings, right? He's had 4 out saves, had 5 out saves.
Mm-hmm.
Why we took so long to bring him in, and who knows how long a warm up he got as well, by the way, because it was a situation when we called him. Bro, I think the game came down largely to mismanaging those pitching situations. That's what I think happened.
I think you're right. I agree. We have a comment, Brig. This is from Yo.
What's
Go
up, yo?
Guards. Go
Oh,
Pierre.
man. What up, yo?
But
Welcome to the show.
I had Cleveland dead and buried going into this game. I was like, this is going to be it. This will be
Yep,
the end of
me
it.
too.
But they
Me
showed a
too.
lot of life coming back home, and
Boy,
I don't think it's the end anymore.
I don't either. And they ground it out. Like, hats off to them. Like, they
Uh huh.
earned every moment of this game. They
Yeah,
really did.
they
And
did.
The Yankees blew it, right? Like, clearly the Yankees blew it. And it was
Yeah,
mismanaged, like I said. They had plenty of opportunities. They're running drunk on the base paths. They're being foolish. Some of that, like, I can't tell you how many times do I have to say this. Rizzo is hesitating with the backhanded snags. He is hesitating. You can say whatever you want, but it looks like hesitation.
I
And
think
what's
he's
with
getting
Trevino
older.
trying to hit back picks every 3 minutes and throwing it as far into right field or left field as he can possibly do it? And Jazz getting 3 feet off the ground and leveling out his 6 foot frame just to try and snag these balls because Jose Trevino is trying to throw it to Alex Verdugo or somewhere in the friggin' Great Lakes. This is ridiculous. I'm so mad. And so you leave Trevino in way too long, and you know that Wells is better behind the plate right now. He just is, and he's serviceable at the plate, at
He
least as
hasn't been though.
serviceable at the
He
plate.
hasn't been
I
serviceable at
know,
the plate. That's why
I know.
Trevino played tonight.
No, Trevino played tonight because of the matchup for the opening pitcher. Once Boyd got taken out, you put Wells back in there. He's not a defensive liability, Brad. His offensive capabilities or incapabilities do not cancel out Trevino's defensive inabilities right now. They don't. It's not a 1-to-1. And Trevino's offensive output does not cancel out and make up that much difference between Wells's offense. It just doesn't. It's not a 1-to-1. Oh,
I don't know, man. I feel like they pulled Austin Wells because he's been so bad so far at the plate, at the plate, at the plate.
he
I
has been
think
bad
that's
at the
why,
plate. I
because
don't
he
think
hasn't
that's
been
why.
giving Judge any protection. Because you move
None.
Wells out of the lineup, then you move Giancarlo Stanton up
Yep.
to the number 4 slot, which is what they did tonight.
Yep.
And Judge is going to see more pitches because
Yep.
yes, they pitched around Soto in the 8th inning. They didn't throw a single ball in the zone.
100%.
They pitched around him,
No.
absolutely put him on. So then you go pitch to Judge. I was like, smart.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to right now with the way Judge
Guy's
has
got a
been hitting the ball.
174 average.
Yes, pitch to him. So they do. What does he do?
Yes.
He smokes that ball was a screamer, by the way.
Dude, it was a
Like,
laser.
look out in right field. Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that, and you're like, oh, well, shoot. He did what we were hoping he wouldn't do, and we didn't think he would do. Here comes Stanton, does what you thought he would do,
About time.
right?
But also, yes. About time for Judge, I mean.
Right, yeah. But Stanton comes in and takes the lead with the solo shot the very next at bat. So, I don't know. It felt like Cleveland did what they needed to do in that situation, and things really worked out for the Yankees. It was very fortunate. But ultimately, though, I would be concerned about some of the guys who are not contributing in that lineup.
Oh, yeah.
I would not put Jose Trevino behind the plate again for the rest of the series.
Never again. Not one
No,
time.
because
No.
Jazz Chisholm's freak athletic ability saved that game several times.
That's the only reason.
It would have been over in the 9th inning had Jazz not jumped out of his boots.
And it might have been over before then. We might have rolled over before then because it was that bad.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say is Class A has now given up more runs this postseason than he did all season long. So put that
That's
in your
crazy.
prayer and ponder it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy. Did not see that coming out of him this postseason, by the way.